do not forget to put that mask on, We do not have to trust anybody next to us. And now we're going to start very soon, and in a few coming minutes, we have a lot that we're going to be engaging in. So everyone outside, if you can hear me, maybe it's time to, get things done and get in here so that we can very well continue engaging with each other and start. My name is Rita Cabanyoro, and I welcome you all here. The ladies here, some of you have interacted with me during the hackathon, and I'm very glad to have, met all of you, and very glad again that we are here together. And I'm not hosting this alone. Cleopatra will be here very shortly and very soon. So for now, I'm going to just take you through the program, what you will be expecting, and then we keep it ongoing. So thank you so much for having arrived, all the participants, ranging from all the groups, various groups, School Pesa, Total Save, Belle Beauty, Grobies, Pampe, and many of you, Team Moves, E-Moments, everyone here. I may not mention all of it at once, but surely I promise by the time I'm done here, I will have mentioned everyone. And now you have arrived, and now we'll be expecting the top 16 teams who will be introduced to their solution. They will get introduced and their solutions discussed. We will have confirmation that all participants are very present, and then we will be good to go. Remember, this morning, we're expected to be live on TV, that is Smart24 TV, and I'll be letting you know. But don't forget that you have to keep those hashtags moving on our social media platforms. That is HiPipo. The hashtag is the Level 1 Project. The hashtag is the Women in FinTech. And also, hashtag... maybe include everyone. You can hashtag yourself and everybody, really, because you need this money, not so? Am I right? And are you here to win it? Have you done the best to take it home? I'm not getting anything. Have you done the best to take it home? And good luck to all of you. And then after that, when we have switched to live TV, we will begin with introducing the Women in FinTech Summit, and as well as the Women in FinTech Hackathon Explained. That will be Innocent Kawoy explaining that, the CEO of HiPipo. We will have a gospel performance by Becky Nantai. In case you do not know her, it's time to experience her and experience the beautiful voices and sound. And after that, we also expect different panels this morning or this day, ranging from the Women in FinTech Hackathon Experience, and also panels on digital financial services for gender equality and women's empowerment. We also expect final pitches for the top 3 teams, and that will be about 1.5 minutes. So 1.5 minutes, you will be here to pitch. So in case you're selected among the top 3, just keep in mind that you will have 1.5 minutes to explain or pitch your solution. And the winners will be unveiled there and given rewards. And also, we expect a speech from the guest of honor. And they are long-awaited lunch. I know. Like when we come and then you talk 3 hours, 4 hours, people expect you not to refresh themselves. So lunch will be our last, and then everyone will be leaving at their own will. Once again, my name is Rita Cabanyoro, and gratitude to all the media team around here. We have Met Media, and we are also going to be running live on different social media platforms, including the Met, including all other partners of HiPipo. And you can also, by the way, stream on your Facebook in case you are interested, or in case you will really be able to be in position to stream around. You can do that. And not only Facebook, whichever platform you have. And we're very glad again to have our mentors that have taken us the journey of the hackathon, the days we have been there. I can say kudos to Damali Sali. If she can get a hand clap, please. She's in the building. Yes, very well. And we have been having a facilitator, Cleopatra Kenyunyuzi, kudos to her as well. Yes, why is that small? Software developer, she has been introducing you to all those tools. Great, great. And we are expecting different panelists, and we will also be engaging with them later on, but they are already in the house, and we're excited to be with them. Just shortly, I'm going to come back right here and give you maybe something you're interested in, okay? Coordinator Jumo, thank you so much for coming in. We'll be also expecting Doreen Lukandwa, she'll be here, and as well Cleopatra, who will be a panelist as well as moderating with me. Thank you. And now, speaking of Cleopatra, let me invite Cleopatra to come here because they are taking us through the next session with Simon, which is of the top teams being introduced and their solutions being discussed.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all here. And it's good to see the teams. I can see you're all looking very pretty, okay? The gents have really leveled up compared to what we are having during the week, okay? So cool. My name is Cleopatra Kenyunyuzi, CEO, co-founder of Club Tangaza, right? We've had the Women in FinTech Hackathon running from the 8th, okay, of October up until yesterday, and today is Judgment Day for the team. Are you ready? Who's going to take it home? Who's going to take it home? Besajet is claiming this one, right? Yeah. So it's been an interesting journey right from the start. This hackathon was a little bit unique from the previous one that we had, okay, because we saw 17 teams registering, and the requirement was that we should have 3 ladies on the team and probably 1 gent, okay? So yeah, but we also had all-female teams, right? Which was pretty cool. Where is our all-female team? Yay! Give them a round of applause. We are championing adoption of financial technology, okay, by females, right? And this hackathon has been all about that, showing the young ladies who have participated that they can actually do this, okay? So you need to get involved in making informed decisions when you're designing applications that are going to address problems that are going to look at marginalized groups like the women, girls, and the other groups that we talked about, right? Yeah, so let me hand over to my co-facilitator, Simon. It's been so wonderful working with you. We had so many laughs, right? Yeah, cool. So Simon, please introduce the teams that have participated in this year's Women in FinTech Hackathon, organized by HiPipo and partners.
Thank you. Team MOBs are having financial management for family clusters, SMEs, and inventories with digital budgeting, tracking, and alert information for every customer. Then we have School Pesa. School Pesa is enabling school fees payment and mobile wallets for low-income earners with daily savings of as low as 3,000 shillings using USSD or SMS. Then we have Team Affinity with the product of AgriBid. Thank you, Team Affinity is connecting regions and markets to reduce high costs dictated by middlemen and enhancing farm produce and value. Then we have Mpampe as Team 13. Thank you, Mpampe. They are creating accountability and tracking for donor funds to the target recipients. Then we have Team 14, which is GreenShare. All right, thank you so much, GreenShare. They are connecting market opportunities for small-scale farmers to buyers and investors in agriculture, such as food processing factories. So small-scale farmers are usually eliminated, but they can be connected to food processing factories to buy their merchandise. We have Belle Beauty. Belle Beauty is innovating a digital space for beauty services and beauty products, creating a market for products such as hair and nail services, as well as the creams and the artificial nails. All right. So someone is saying, did you have to add that? Yes, that's beauty. So Care for Her. Care for Her is providing medical information and tracking for expecting mothers to reduce and improve, to improve guidance and counseling, and also effecting low costs for expecting mothers. And those were the teams. And I want to thank you all for participating and making sure that as females, we are improving in the digital space. You really have great ideas. You have great solutions. I, for one, there's something Cleo said that someone can come and they say, we are females, what can we do? Now, I'm very sure on the fourth day, you're already scared about fellow females developing, eh? And then you are like, hey, they broke code, eh? And then you are like, come on, if others can do it, then who am I? Thank you for all participating, first of all. Secondly, I want to encourage other females else out there to participate in the next Women in FinTech Hackathon. You don't need to be a developer. You can be an investor, idea generator, business personnel, but where do you start from when you generate your idea until the idea gets to a finished product or MVP that the entire teams here managed to create, and also create a financial inclusive environment, enhancing payments with level 1 principles. Thank you so much.
By name, I'm Nicolas Kalonji. I'm the Chief Operations Officer of HiPipo Foundation. We thank you for coming. We thank you for putting in the hard work. Yes, just for context purposes, last year we held the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit around August and September. Last year we had about 25 teams registering and 14 were shortlisted to take part. That was 2020. 2021, because we are growing and impacting more people each passing day, we had about 42 submissions of teams wanting to take part, majority from Uganda, but also from Tanzania, Kenya, and Ghana. But because, again, of issues that you all know, there is COVID-19 and the restrictions of gatherings, there are financial constraints and space, among others, we would wish to accommodate all the teams. But again, because of those constraints, we are only able to accommodate 17. 17 teams were shortlisted to take part out of the 42. And unfortunately, for some wrong reasons, the 17th team didn't make it on the first day, and we automatically disqualified. Because first day, like you all know, was for pitching your problem statement and what you intend to do. So if you missed first day, there is no way you could come on the other days. So we remained with 16 teams. Like Simon and Claire have said, the 16 teams have been available for the past 1 week with massive attention and massive turn-up. We are very grateful for that, and we thank you very much for coming and working hard. We want to thank the facilitators in a special way. Simon and Claire have been very amazing. I understand from the feedback I've been receiving, I think Cleopatra is the best teacher you can have. That's what the ladies have been saying. These are not my words. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what they have been saying. She's the best teacher you can have, and it's not by mistake. Cleopatra is a co-founder and CEO of Club Tangaza. Club Tangaza teaches coding for kids. You have a kid, 5 years, 6 years, 14 years, you want them to learn coding early enough, Club Tangaza is there. They will do amazing work, and I know their work is amazing because I have people who are studying there. So I'm not saying for the sake of saying, I'm saying because I've seen what the kids that I know studying there are doing. They are doing amazing work. Simon, on the other hand, is a developer, one of the guys who know almost all the APIs operation in Uganda, the guys that know all the integrations of mobile money, among other things. Yes, he might look, I don't know, he can keep quiet, sometimes talk, but when he's on his computer, he's at the best of his game. So what I'm trying to say in very many words, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying we're both the best people. The facilitators, we are the best facilitators. It's fact, not open to debate anything like I usually say. I usually research my facts so they are not debatable. Away from the facilitators, we had very amazing mentors. Remember Dolly Lukando on day one? She's the VP of MFS Africa, Stroke Bionic. Now that is one of the biggest fintechs in Africa. It's a multi-billion entity. So she came to mentor. We had Catherine Namara. Catherine is an expert in project management, and she has a lead role at Girls for Girls. They are doing amazing work for girls, and this is women in fintech. Then we had Primera Muthonyi, who is a software engineer. Even Catherine is a telecommunication engineer. So Primera is also a software engineer. She's an active member of Girls for Girls. And importantly, she has worked on over 50 mobile money products on the market. Right now, she works with MTN. She was once at Vodafone. She has been around here for quite some time, and she has done a lot of amazing things. Then, of course, we had Damali Sali as another mentor on the 5th day. Damali Sali can be explained by many things or many words, but in brief, she's a senior chartered accountant. That is one. Then 2, Damali Sali is a trade development expert. Then 3, she's the founder of Ideation Corner. And lastly, recently, she became a book author. Those that attended the hackathon saw her first book. For the record, that is her first book. So if you are judging her, I know the book is good, but again, you are judging her knowing that was her first publication. Imagine what her 10th publication will be if that was her first. So those are the mentors. We had a lot of support from outside Uganda. Of course, HiPipo Foundation runs this, but we can't do it alone. Importantly, we have partners outside Uganda. We have Crosslakes Technologies. We have Modusbox. We have Mojaloop Foundation. We're also happy to have the Level 1 project that is run by the Gates Foundation. Those are our global partners. But importantly, our biggest partner has always been one. We have been doing this for the last 10 years. We have always had partners coming, new, big, and small, but we have always had one main partner. He has always been God. When HiPipo was starting, it started with the grace of God. HiPipo is growing with the grace of God, and we are going to continue doing amazing things thanks to God. After me saying all those words and thanking everyone that has come, everyone that has participated, everyone that is eager to empower women. Why are we empowering women? Because one, they are the majority, and usually it is not actually just a mere say, it is a fact. When a woman is empowered, a full family is empowered. Because in most cases, women take care of the details of the family. The man might have money, might do so many things, but he never gets to know all the details of the family. But the woman knows everything about the family, including the man and everyone in the family. So when one woman is empowered, you're empowering a full family. You're empowering a full community. So we should do whatever we can to empower as many ladies as possible. This is one of the platforms of doing that. Other platforms are there. Others are going to come. The only thing you can always ask yourself is, what are you doing in your capacity to empower another woman? Because if each one of us does one thing, it will help us achieve as much as we can. Because I usually come with good news, allow me conclude with some good news. The good news, of course, is that we are all alive and kicking. That is the best news meanwhile. But away from that, I know the teams are anxious, they are expectant, which is expected. All teams did amazingly well. If it were really up to me, all teams should be rewarded. And in fact, all teams have already been rewarded because you have a chance to churn out your product and become a billionaire. That is now in your control. We can only support that. You can't give up on your dream even if you're not among the top 5 or top 10 teams, because you might find your dream is bigger than being among the top 5 teams. Who knows? So the good news I have is simple. We are going to have 6 winners, and I've been advised by my boss. Yes, from the top 16, we shall, as the program goes on, we shall announce the top 6 teams. From the top 6 teams, we shall again announce the top 3 teams. Most of the assessment has been done, but there is still more assessment that is happening right now. Like we told you, we have local assessors and virtual assessors at outside Uganda. Everyone is submitting what they think each team did. So what's going to happen is the top team, the overall winner, will take 4 million and a 90 days incubator program. That is the overall winner. The second team will take 3 million and incubator for 90 days. That is the second team. Originally, we had said we would only reward those 2 teams. But because we want as many people to be included as possible, actually this project is run under a program called Include Everyone. This is one of the activities of the Include Everyone program. So my bosses have found it wise to say the next 4 teams, from team number 1 to from team number 3 to team number 6, each one of you at least takes home 1 million for hosting your platform. In addition to being part of the incubator program. So 6 teams will be in an incubator program for 90 days. The 4 teams will take 1 million, making it 4 million. The second best team will take 3 million, and the best team will take 4 million. All right, again, I've been told by my boss's assistant that the other 10 teams, because I have mentioned the 6, the other 10 teams are going to get rewards in terms, because we know one of the most important things you need for this to go out to the market is data. All the other teams are going to be given bundles of data of between 80 to 100 GB to continue doing your work. Thank you very much. Without saying so many words, allow me invite Rita Cabanyolo and my brother Wesley, King of Radio.
Wesley, how are you doing?
I'm sweet.
Do you see the benefits of being a lady, a woman, a girl child? Or what is on your mind?
Well, I don't think this world would be a beautiful place if there were no women. Mm-hmm. So you all make it so beautiful, you all make it so amazing, you all make it so glamorous, so sweet, so beautiful, so everything. So Jesus had to really come by a lady. You know, it had to be a lady to bring in Jesus. It was very fit that a man couldn't do anything. So only a lady could actually bring in Jesus. So let's celebrate all the ladies in this place. You all look beautiful and amazing. I'm the King of Radio, Wesley. I'm a husband recently. Made 1 year. I can't believe that I've cooked for at least a year. But women make it so amazing and sweet. And I'm a radio host and a TV host. I'm the PR of HiPipo. And today we are blessed to be celebrating women, but most importantly, empowering women. If we do not empower women, trust me or you, this world would definitely not be amazing at all. I think the most powerful and delivering people are always women. Women are not cheats. Women are not corrupt. Women, give me one corrupt woman. They are not there. They are not. Yes, those ones are not women if they are there. I'm telling you, but women are very loyal. Look at even this year's cabinet. You get to realize, you know, vice president and the prime minister, women. Men have tried it. We have failed. We have done weird things.
Keep trying.
So forgive us, God. We are live on Smart 24.
Yes.
And today is going to be one of those amazing, beautiful experiences. I want to let us clap for the presence of our Lord Mayor, Innocent, the CEO.
Always your Lord Mayor.
Yes. I do not... he's my Lord Mayor because he's the one that I voted, eh?
Yes.
So,
definitely.
But mine is Innocent. Thank you very much for your contribution towards the digital space in this nation and your deliberate desire to see women empowered and pushing it. So as HiPipo, we are very intentional about empowering women and seeing that actually this next generation is championed by women. With men, it's automatic, but with women, it's actually even way greater. But you look good, you look beautiful.
Thank you. We all look beautiful. Thank you so much, Wesley.
And you look full. Yes.
Thank you for that too. And very well, in case you're just joining us on Smart 24 TV, where we've just gone live. Remember, not only that, we're live on Met Media, streaming via HiPipo, that is on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube. Make sure you tell a friend to catch up there. And on Smart 24 TV, you can catch us there at Smart 24 platforms, that is as well as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube too, Instagram as well. Make sure
Exactly.
you keep the hashtags going. Give us our hashtags.
The hashtag is as simple as what you are following. Yeah.
And that is Women in FinTech
Exactly.
and Level 1 Project.
Level
so
1 Project.
please remember there are always praises and rewards for those that keep tweeting on, and for the highest likes or more likes, you're going to be receiving rewards from the CEO, HiPipo, as well as the hosts here. Am I right? We always give these gifts.
Oh, yeah, true. We actually, like I said even in the beginning when I was trying to say something, so today is going to be quite an interesting, but we really, like I said, we are really, really, really intentional about celebrating women and empowering women. And today is going to be one of those, amazing experiences that you're going to have. Without further ado, how about you join me and we welcome the CEO. HiPipo.
Innocent
Lord Mayor,
Kawoya.
Innocent Kawoya. When I grow up, I want to be like you.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Africa's FinTech father.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. I know this is made of God. You're all looking so beautiful. I'm imagining season 4 of the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit, only having women, and we shall be serving you out. We leave you to discuss women affairs, but you make sure you include us somehow. Well, for the millennials, there is a musician who has some great lyrics that I believe are supposed to be dedicated to the women. I mean the great women in this room today. And I'm going to read, though I know the lyrics and the song, because I'm a millennial. And she was saying that if tomorrow was Judgment Day, and I'm standing on the front line, and the Lord asked me what I did with my life, I'll say I spent it with you, the woman. Yeah. I'm not adding anything to that. If tomorrow was Judgment Day, I'll be glad to tell God that I spent my life so well with a woman, changing lives. And it's a beautiful thing having you here today. It's a special day for us. I've been making a joke of something, but I think it is ideal to say it here today as well, that from my point of view, this day, every year when it will happen, will officially be the official Women's Day for me and for the women in FinTech. Yeah, the day is dedicated for you to do what you love, to do what changes the world. And we are very excited to have hosted the teams that came through. And like I said, all through the sessions, you only become a FinTech queen after being named by HiPipo. Yeah, we are the only authority to that. We are going to trademark that and patent it. You become a FinTech queen after being named by HiPipo. So whoever is receiving a certificate today of excellence, you are officially welcome to the FinTech Queen Kingdom, yeah? It is a queendom, sorry. And for the gentlemen, please, you're gentlemen. You're not becoming FinTech kings. Yes, you're receiving the certificates. I wish we could hide yours, but you did a great job. But I'm very excited and very thankful to God. I recently named myself Maid of God after seeing the greatness of what God has been for me for so many years. I joined HiPipo 17 years ago, and I was in my senior 4, and it was crazy, very crazy. I was a head prefect, so I had a chance to run from school every weekend and come and do my jig. And well, it has been everything for me. I have never thought to be in any other place. I've had so many suggestions from the best brands in the world, inviting me to work there, and I've never thought of going anywhere else. HiPipo for me feels like the best place to be because it allows me to serve, to work, to laugh. For those who have been in our small office, you know what happens there. We laugh about everything. We're happy any day, any time, and we celebrate every single milestone. And we celebrate you today. Well, it's been crazy being in my position, having to do some bit of facilitation, having to do some bit of mentorship, having to be a judge. Now, judging is the worst for me. Actually, when I was growing up, everyone thought I was supposed to be a lawyer or a judge because I could never lose an argument anywhere, not even once. But I never felt like I had the right to judge. And here we are. I am supposed to judge. That is called growing up, yeah? So for the teams, it was a crazy run, having to decide who is going to win and why they are winning. But the general comment from all the judges is that you all did great, and we celebrate you. And like I've always said to all of you, I wish we have more time to engage with you. I wish we have more time to teach each other. We learn from you as well as you learn from us. And that's why I requested someone to create for me a separate WhatsApp group where we can be, all of us. I know I'm going to request Damali to join. She will accept. I'll ask Elizabeth. She will say yes. I know Wendy will join. I know Doreen will be a part of it. I know Cleo will be a part of it, and we're going to get many other people to do great mentorship for all of you for a whole 365 days. And this is to make sure that we transform us, because it is only factual that we only get to understand that if it is not you doing it, then no one is going to do it, yeah? So either you do it and make yourself better than other people, or nobody does anything. Of course, I'm glad to bring you greetings from our generous sponsors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They are believers in what HiPipo has done over the last 17 years to transform lives. And I'll mention, without having to think twice, that for the many years, the 17 years I've been working at HiPipo, they are the only partner that comes with no question, and they let you do things in the way you think is best to serve your environment. And then they want to do everything timely because they believe in what we do and what you do at the end of the day. We also thank our partners, Mojaloop Foundation, Crosslakes Technologies, Modusbox, and of course, it's a level 1 project that we're talking about everywhere. The FinTechs, Bionic, Club Tangaza, Jumo, and all the others that have made time to be here and participate in mentoring and making this a better initiative. We thank you so much, and may God always bless you. To our chief mentor, Damali, Sally, thank you, for making sure you be the Damali that everyone thinks you are. Yeah, because everyone sees her as always happy, and we wish to see you that way. And for everyone that took their time to wake up every morning and move to Kanjocha and be a part of the hackathon, you're going to be a billionaire. I can tell you. We are only here to make sure that we disrupt. The time has come for us to make a difference in the world. The time has come for us to see no poverty anymore in our world. The time has come for us to understand that we only win together. So time for interoperability has come. Time for collaboration has come. So we are going to build the best inclusive and instant payment system that can ever live in the world. We are going to change lives and ensure that we build an economy that includes everyone, because it's only that economy that benefits everyone. May God bless you.
And now, hands up for our panelists that are going to be joining me here. And we will be discussing, like Wesley said, about women in FinTech hackathon experience and what must be done to empower women in technology. We have Nerere Shamim, that is from Team EduWallet, sorry. That is Shamim there. You can please take up any seat. We have got Emily Sonia Nakabuyes from Team Pesajet. We have Mariam Mirembe, Team Grobies. We have got Gloria from Team Belle Beauty. Tabitha from Team Moves. And all these are beautiful ladies with innovative minds, with brains and everything that I think a woman needs and what a man wants or needs as well. Yes, ladies, thank you so much for joining us here. And just each one of us is going to use a minute to talk about themselves and their, what they're doing or their solution. Let us begin with you right here. Just introduce yourself and tell us about you. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Namone Brenda Tabitha. I'm a woman in tech, a final year student at Macquarie University Business School. I'm a lover of women communities, and I'm a communities lead at a startup called WAPI. You can find us at www.wapi.ug. Today, I'm here in my capacity as the team lead of Team Moves. We have a solution called Kamani that was earlier on introduced. I will not say much more about that. But overall, I'm glad to be here today, and I hope to learn and share more with you.
Emily, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emily Sonia Nakawie, a student at Mount St. Mary's College Namagunga, and also the CEO and co-founder of eMoments Limited. And we came here with our solution called Pesajet, which has provided a service for farmers called Farm More to just help farmers to farm more.
Okay, please, Shami. Thank you.
I am Shamim Nilele. I am an educator and I am a solution thinker. I solve problems in the space of education. I'm the team lead at Izere Education. Izere Education is a social business that is offering skills development for young people, for children and teenagers, because we believe that Africa is gifted with a very young population, but that young population, if not empowered very well, will be a double-edged sword. In 10 years, if the Middle East can no longer take labor workers from Uganda, where are we putting our young population when our population, half of it is under 16 years? So we offer skills development to the skills, the gaps that are not given at school. But then also I'm really passionate about teachers. In this hackathon, we developed a solution to integrate in our platform that will be empowering teachers financially.
Okay.
It is very EduSave. Thank you.
Okay, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm called Mariam Havila Mirembe. I am a software developer, a student at Macquarie University doing software engineering. I come from Team Grobies. We grow businesses. We offer, we offer loans to small and medium enterprises. That's what our innovation is about. I'm not going to go into details. I am so thankful for the Women in Tech Hackathon, as you're going to know my experience in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gloria from Team Belle Beauty, and Belle Beauty is designing a one-stop beauty shop to address all your beauty needs. So we're developing a digital platform and mobile salon where you easily access beauty services. You'll simply have to download our app or visit our website and book an appointment with either service provider or purchase any products of your choosing. We're so grateful to be here, and looking forward to this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, and I know they are so grateful as well to have you here. And let's now talk. You've been in the hackathon, the 2020 Women in FinTech Hackathon. You have participated, you have experienced it. Each one of you is going to share with us how has it been like. Share with us your experience. What are some of the highlights you have, taken home with? And we take it from Gloria there.
My description of this entire experience is going to be in 2 words. One being eye-opening. Just analyzing our problem statement from the nitty-gritty, how exactly are we addressing situations here in Uganda? How exactly are we impacting women at that? How exactly are we making our solution make women's lives better here? It's been a big, big, big learning experience. And also just listening to the mentors and seeing women in the technology space, honestly, coming from a business background, there's so many women there, but seeing women as software developers and systems analysts and all that, it's been very, very, very inspirational and eye-opening to us. Listening to the stories of the different teams, guys here have very, very, very interesting solutions. And for Belle Beauty, it's something to feel good about. It made us look at our solution and appreciate our solution because we've seen the receptiveness of it. There is nothing right now in East Africa that is addressing this in particular, what exactly we're doing. So having everyone here be receptive to that was, it was very inspirational.
Very well. And all the best for Belle Beauty. Please, Mariam, if you could share with us your experience and highlights.
Okay, so my major highlights for this hackathon have been two. I have more, but two. The mentoring and the culture. The culture I found in this hackathon, I was the first-time participant. So I've been so inspired. I've seen a lot of things that have changed my vision, that have boosted me to go ahead in my career. I've had one-on-one sessions and question and answer sessions that have actually gave me the power to do things that I thought I should, just leave out. But I'm thankful for the hackathon, and I would literally urge everyone to participate in it.
Okay, that is great. Please.
It was my first ever hackathon because my background is not tech, but this hackathon has really been very beautiful. All teams are brilliant. Everybody in the room was willing to help you. Like really, everybody was willing to support you. Every minute was a learning session. The learning was fast-paced, so you really had to be in the fast-paced mode. I loved the mentorship sessions. I loved there's a day we had the project planning, learning how you manage a project from the start to the end. Everything we learned here was really practical. My other highlight was the solutions, the technical jargon and demystifying it. Our trainers, Cleo and Simon, really tried to demystify it, and they really helped us.
Okay, thank you so much, Emily.
My highlight was when Doreen talked about pitching your product. I must say that this has been a great opportunity. It's just amazing because it's in places like this that you realize how little you're thinking and how big other people are thinking. So when Doreen talked about pitching your product, I was just like, if someone asked me to pitch my product and they were going to invest, I would lose that opportunity. I was shaken. I was just like, oh my God, this is just amazing. I felt like crying actually because I literally failed to talk about my product. But I was working towards the days that were there. I was working really hard on having something to pitch within 1 minute. And I think I'm successful at it. And it's just an achievement to be here on this stage. It's something big and great for me. So this is just amazing. Thank you, HiPipo.
Yes, thank you too. And that was very emotional. You see, you said you were about to cry the other day, but we were going to experience that. But thank you so much, Emily. Please, if you could share your highlight.
This is my first hackathon. I've been in tech for a short while, and I always organize for communities, women-led communities, where I see women doing all these amazing things. But not once have I heard of an event of this sort where it's exclusively women, yeah? So it's been a learning experience for me, seeing how women relate with one another in such spaces under such pressure. The tropes that people forward that women are their own enemies, this has quashed that.
Okay.
Like, it's been amazing seeing women synergizing, growing together, sharing. I've met amazing people. There are people I've been meeting in online meetings throughout the past year and a half, and it was amazing finally seeing people face to face, yeah? You know, that was like a good thing for me. And also the whole thing about being around people with all kinds of talents and all kinds of knowledge and learning from them has been a nice thing for me as well.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, for me, like with me, if you cannot do something and someone is doing it, it is a challenge. I cannot do what the ladies here do or what developers do. And for me, I have given respect from day one of the hackathon to every one of you here, including the moderators, the mentors, including the facilitators, the developers. I cannot do that, but I can learn and also consume what you do. So for me, thank you so much. And Maria, we know ladies or women are the majority, but they have got very limited attachment in the fintech space. Apart from the hackathon, women in fintech hackathon, or participations like this, like what more should be done to empower women in financial technology? I'll take it with Maria and then Gloria. But first, Maria, if you could share with us.
My point here is I think we should build a tribe as women in fintech or in the digital space. Before we ask for the gents to include us, we should actually be uplifting each other. You know, you could sit down and you see another lady trying to despise the other because they can't do something, or they throw those comments. Those comments are so down-putting. So I think in all ways you have to uplift each other before we ask the world to do that for us. Because we can actually learn a lot from each other and be comfortable in that space than with the males. So males have a way of despising us, you know, guys. But
putting you in the kitchen setting?
Right? The other time, within the week, during the hackathon, someone called us a bro, right? Some people were not happy with it. I was happy with it because I was like, oh yeah, so now he sees we can do what they do, right? So, but that's a different perspective. What I'm trying to show is, before we ask the men to include us, we should uplift each other, we should help each other, teach each other. I have learned a lot from the one-on-one sessions I've had. I had a one-on-one session with Mrs. Damali, and I learned a lot. I can even talk now and be comfortable with being an extrovert. Just because of that session I had with her. I'm comfortable pitching out my ideas because Madame Doreen helped us out. So before we ask the world, let's do it for each other. And then secondly, I think we should have many facilitations for the women, right? You know how we be activists and feminists and all that. How about we do, tech feminists, something like that. Let's show the move. Something like that.
Yes.
So in that way, we can actually be many females in the digital space.
Okay. I like that. Tech feminists.
Tech feminists. We shall work on the word.
Okay then. Gloria, please share with us what more can be done to empower women.
I totally agree with what she's saying. I think we should address it from the grassroots level. First of all, imposing some level of confidence amongst us, the girls. Validate your self-expression. I can't emphasize that enough. Each and every single idea that we have is valid. As much as we have this inferiority complex, I would say it, as women, as being the lesser gender than men, we have solutions. We're brilliant. We are inspirational to each other and even to the male gender. Sorry. Yes. So yes, validate your expression. The second thing I feel is having more impact investors and venture capitalists and even initiatives that are supporting and backing women tech solutions. If we have more of those, because I know there are many of these kind of investors that first look for a male founder.
Okay.
And put their money there. So having many people appreciating female founders and female-backed solutions more will definitely better that.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies. And now the next one will go to Emily and Tabitha. I know you have been to university, or some of us are there, or you could be there. Are universities or any higher institutions doing enough, to bridge the gap of gender diversity? Or what have you realized and what can be done about that? Emily?
They're not doing enough. They could do more because some years ago, there were no women here. You could not even organize a women in fintech hackathon because women were not active in this sector. But then I think that women are taking up more science subjects, which is amazing. I once heard that women can't win I once had that children know nothing. But let me give you an example. If there are 100 more Klaptangazas, I think that children will be enabled. More so when we are talking about children, we are talking about young girls like myself. We want girls in schools like Namagunga or a school that is, let's say, in Western, to have access to these things. So they are trying their best, but they're not doing enough. They need to guide these children and tell them that, you know what, girls can actually take science subjects and they can actually win in life. Because it's kind of like a public secret that women are empowered these days. But in schools, no one is going to go and say that, you know what, girls, listen to me. You have to take science subjects. They are really good. You can actually win in this sector. They will keep quiet. They are not making it public.
First of all, I'd say that institutions of higher learning are not doing enough.
Okay.
And it's not just the institutions of higher learning. We go back to secondary schools that lead to these people being in institutions of higher learning. From when we leave senior 4, if many of us have gone on to the universities, you realize that for some reason, arts are marketed as effeminate. And sciences are mostly pushed as something more male-gendered, yeah? Then at that point, there's already a bias. At the point which someone should be leaving secondary school, going to university, applying for something like computer science, software engineering, someone will realize that in S6 that they want to do that, but they are not able to. Why? Because she did not have mathematics or physics in her combination. So that alone cuts down the numbers of women going into the universities. Then on getting into the science classroom, the first trope that you find is not just the overwhelming male numbers, but the animosity towards females in these spaces, yes. You find that a science class could end up with about 50 girls at the beginning, but I kid you not, by the end of the second year, that number has dropped by half. What exactly is going on in those spaces?
And why do they drop? Why do you think?
The reason I think they drop out of those spaces is women do not feel welcome in these spaces. You find that there are still those silent things that people do, but they do not realize, treat or rub women a certain way. Personally, I do not come from a tech background, but I'm a woman in tech. I made myself a space there. Yes.
Okay.
I made
you
myself...
motivated yourself into that space.
I made myself a space there. I was showed a platform and I'm like, I want that. I am going to go for that. And I saw that when I got to that place, I'm not going to be the only one here. With that, I began pulling everybody around me to join me in that space. What comes to these spaces, even as you see me as confident as I am, I get to these spaces and people are either threatened by how I am showing up or speaking. People are offended that a person can be that outspoken or that forward-thinking about a lot of things, or someone is appalled by the fact that a woman is actually doing those things. Someone will actually approach me and tell me, but I thought women do not do this kind of tech. Women, I don't find many Android developers. The other part that will win, that takes the cake of it all, coding women in tech do not look like that. That there's a particular template we're supposed to draw from, that we're supposed to look like geeks or something like that, that if you look more effeminate or if you take care of yourself or you look pretty, it shows a certain lack in your intelligence, which I find is very, very insulting. So in the event that, gentlemen, if any time you find a woman in your classroom looking sweet, nice or anything, and you tell her, but why you look different from other women, that's not a compliment. It has never been a compliment and never will be. So when you get to these spaces, treat them like you're normal people, you're equals. Even when I got to this competition, there were people who were shocked, oh, women can use GitHub. I was like, women can use Android Studio. I was like, oh, you mean this is something people are still shocked about in this day and age? That's one of the reasons women do not want to show you that they can do these things, because you look at them a certain way, and that way makes them hide away from you and keep going out of these spaces. So the treatment we give to women should be something that makes them want to be in these spaces with you and lets them express themselves like normal human beings.
And also, what I think, just to supplement on a little bit, you talked about schools not giving, even higher institutions, but also my appeal is maybe to the government or the authorities responsible for the curriculums we're developing. Can it begin from the grassroots? Because all what you're saying, you know, it's hard to implement it when I'm old, I'm grown, I'm in university. I've never heard of it, you know, at a certain little age. So if it begins from the grassroots, I think we can change the upcoming generation. But for now, I'm going to take it to Shamim, minus what schools are doing. If you could now tell us what else could be done in the education sector to encourage or empower women in the technology space, minus all what we have talked about.
First of all, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be here because I'm purely an artist. I didn't even do any sciences in secondary school. But I've been in the tech space for so long. I remember when I was at university at the School of Education, we'd go to tap internet at Faculty of IT at Makerere, and it would feel like it's such a completely different world we're in, complex and all. First of all, we need to demystify technology. I did a small course in WordPress because I needed to demystify software engineering. So first of all, digital literacy and technology in today's world is as important as numeracy and literacy. So it's no longer just for the sciences, it's the world we are in. And we are not only competing against ourselves in Uganda, it's a global village, you know? If we are still dealing with things like women simple things like being offended by women being bold and being in the tech spaces, really, we have bigger things to focus on. So for me, I take an approach of let us all be educators. If you are a mother, women, we are naturals, we are mothers, yeah? If you have your children, those children need the skills in digital spaces. Like they need those skills even as they are younger. You said let's start them small. So introduce technology to your children. You know, introduce your technology to the people in your circles, your nephews, people at home. Let's demystify the whole tech thing. You know, for example, in the programs we do, we teach design thinking. And the way the design thinking model takes like a hackathon thing, you know, like you research, you brainstorm, you ideate, you prototype, you test. I had never been in a hackathon, but we've been teaching that. Everybody has a voice. Let's give them voices. Let's go to them like how HiPipo is coming and saying, women, what solutions can you provide, you know? Let's give them the platforms. Let's create tables for them. And let's also encourage women to create their own tables, you know, knock on doors and create your own tables, like Tabitha said. Otherwise, nobody's going to hand you those opportunities most of the time.
They should pin themselves there.
But you see, competence builds your confidence. Sometimes when we are not confident, we can build that confidence by being competent. What skills can you build on, you know? If you said, let me focus on building this competency every 6 months, you will build yourself. You will be needed. People will look for you. They will not be doing you favor. So as women, let's put in the work. They will look for us and we shall change the world.
Okay, thank you so much. And now we are concluding our panel discussion. Each one of us is going to be sharing with us what you think or your advice to government or your appeal, what government can do to empower or make sure more women have access to internet as well as financial services in Uganda. I'll take it from Gloria.
Okay, I think that government can, first of all, include more policies that can support internet penetration, because we know many research firms here in Uganda can do only as much as they can, but government has, I think, the resources to actually go and address each and every societal issue, find out why is it exactly that you guys aren't able to access this. So from that, then they can be able to create policies that can at least drive that. And then secondly, I feel government could also have maybe some form of partnership with like telecom companies to have at least subsidized maybe data bundles for students who are pursuing these technology related or STEM in general, science, technology, mathematics, all that related courses to drive that, yeah.
Okay, I believe it's possible for each student to have their own GB or data bundle. Since you're developers,
Exactly.
I mean, why not? It can be possible, right? Okay, Mariam, share with us what you think.
Well, I think the government can provide funds.
Okay.
Let the government provide funds to NGOs that are fostering leadership and innovation and empowering women in that digital space. We would have a greater number of teams in this place. In that way, a lot of people can participate. We are increasing awareness, and we are helping everyone have a chance to be in the technical space.
Okay, thank you so much, Shamim.
Government has government schools in villages. If we can say, let's have an innovation center so that children can freely use these things, it can really help us. Government can create policies to take these. There are so many solutions out here. Most times these hackathons don't take everybody, they take the top teams. What happens to those other solutions? Government can scale those solutions. And government can provide data. We have a problem of data. 100 MBs is a problem for someone in Kanungu, where I come from. So let's make the data accessible, provide infrastructure, and we shall transform our country.
Okay, thank you. Emily.
I think the government could fund computing labs in schools. If the government enables schools to get these computing materials, children will be more engaged, more so girls. The government could also give scholarships to children who are taking science subjects in relation to technology at university. I also think the government should fund people who are coming up with solutions, more so women, startups, because they only look at the big solutions that are out there, or they look at the international solution that someone is developing, but they do not look at the Ugandan solution that a Ugandan woman is developing. They should also support people like Damali Sali to reach out to different schools, because she has a book about entrepreneurial businesses. So she could actually give it out to different people, different schools, to help them learn about it, get ideas, develop and use technology in them. They should also help fund organizations like HiPipo that is starting the 40 days, the Women in FinTech Hackathon. This could all be done, but they're just not looking at it.
Tabitha, in seconds.
I come from a village in Manafa called Bubulo, my father's village. And in that village, when you get there, you get welcome to Airtel Kenya. Those are the kinds of things you find there. And in my mother's village in Bugamba, Rwampara, you find that the things that happen there, the nearest network you will get is when you climb a tree to access your Airtel network. And in those places, we have a lot of teenage pregnancies. And the skills that are given to these women are the usual skills of basket making, cloth making and sewing and stuff. And first of all, they do not run out of style, but they are out of style in this day and age. That things have moved on from that. And people have a myopic point of view about where their lives end or where their lives go. And I believe government can do a lot more in these places. Aside from extending education to these people, they can also extend basic amenities like electricity that enables them to have the chance to use electronic devices, extending electronic devices to these people, and on top of that, subsidizing data prices for companies to be able to reach these people. And aside from that, the skills that the government gives to these women should not just be hand skills. Give them cognitive skills, such as using computers, coding, with something as simple as that. I have seen this in places like in refugee camps up in the country, where refugees have been given the chance to code. And these people have gone on to make innovative solutions that have taken them out of that little box where they were, and they have managed to grow their communities.
Okay.
Aside from that, my advice to girls out there is exploit the 10,000-hour rule. What that rule is, it takes you 10,000 hours to perfect something. That you see me being able to speak today, but it's years of practice, yeah? It's been since primary school. That's a given. Then you find that someone is a good programmer, but ask them how long they took developing that skill, getting to the point where it's just second nature to them. Do that for yourself and be the best you can be. On top of that, free yourself from expectations in society, where people are telling you that the most you can be is a mother, and that's what you're going to be, and the most you can be is a wife in a house, and the most you can be is a career woman. There's so much more to this life and so much more you can do for yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Tabitha. And as for me, when Damali was mentoring, when was telling you to leverage internet, take use of internet, but government here has got a role. Me, from a media perspective, I mean, how are you going to sell your product if you are still blocked from Facebook? So government or any authorities, you're there, we're still advocating for opening up the social media platforms so that they can be accessible and free to everyone. Thank you so much. And now Wesley takes us onto the programming.
The village where I come from, Kasubi Kawala, we appreciate when people speak good English. Please clap for the good English. And also, Emily, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a CEO in Senior One. Pesa, creating solutions already. That's beyond words can explain.
So let's look at cutting costs, right? Government should be able to address this with the stakeholders. The other thing is education, Wendy. Education is very, I'm from the EdTech sector, so yeah, I pretty much know what I'm talking about. So we need to educate women about financial services, okay? They need to make informed financial decisions. How will they do that if they don't know what is available in the financial markets? What services are banks offering that they can benefit from, right? Yeah, there's general knowledge that's out there on the internet. For example, the budget rule, is it the 50-30-20, where you, after you've removed tax from your income, if you're privileged enough to have an income, you spare 50% of that amount to cater for needs, like shelter, food, take care of your kids if you have them. Then the 30% should take care of wants. I want a dress, I've been wearing the same clothes for like 6 months, going to office. I want a dress, something like that. I want a new shoe. And then the 20% should be saved it should be budgeted for your savings, right? So if they have this sort of knowledge, imagine you're talking to like a community of women, even if they're down there in the village, and you be like, you tell them you get your monthly income of maybe 200,000 Ugandan shillings, but if budgeted it this way, you can actually save. So when they understand that they can actually save, then they'll start asking the next question, how can I save? Then that's when you introduce to them the fintechs, okay? The fintech solutions that we are designing. Yeah, and then the other thing is the social norms, right? I want to applaud our brothers, okay? First of all, when we are talking about inclusion and we are focusing on groups like women, marginalized groups like women, we are not telling ourselves to take up arms and start fighting our brothers, right? No, we're just trying to tell you that you can actually have these equal opportunities if only you're made aware about them and then take the necessary steps to attain them, right? So the men always go out of their way. If you give somebody, maybe a boy like 300,000 shillings, they'll buy a phone like straight up if it's been on their bucket list, okay? But if you give a lady 300,000 Ugandan shillings, she's going to have a breakdown of a list that includes so many other small things. So she'll definitely not be able to afford the infrastructure, okay? Like the tools that definitely are run by the fintech technologies that we are designing. Yeah, so Wendy, I think that's my take on that. Thank you.
That's very interesting, Cleopatra. These have been very personal, not like things that are actually on ground. It's not that the women do not have access to this service. It's just that some things around them will make them fail to actually access the service. It's very interesting. So Doreen, next question comes to you. How do we mitigate the major risks associated with digital financial services from a gender perspective?
Jumping to your point, I think based on a report from the GSMA, it indicated that about 37 women are 37% less likely to access or to have access to the internet.
Yeah.
And so when you think about digital and financial solutions, you have to think about the basics. A handset, and women are about 13% less likely to have, in sub-Saharan Africa, less likely to have access to a handset and even more to internet. So I think that building the blocks or the processes to financial inclusion and reducing those risks starts with addressing those basics. How do we get more women with phones? How do we give them more access to the internet? Because then they are more in control of their data, they are more in control of the choices that they want to make, and they are more equipped with the tools that they need to scale. Even if I'm just thinking about the young ladies here, you're thinking about the amazing innovations they have, but what they need is to continuously be educated. That's where the internet comes into play. They need access to social media and opportunities to market themselves and the products that they're offering. Again, you need the internet. They need access to tools that provide simplified recourse. If, let's say, a customer wants a service returned or a product returned, I should be able to reverse that transaction simply. Yeah. Again, you need the internet to be able to do that. So I think that with trying to address a lot of the challenges that we face in the digital space, in businesses day to day, it starts with the basics. Increasing the access for women to something as basic as a mobile phone and something as basic as internet. But beyond that, I think continuing to indulge in platforms like this, where they're not making the mistakes that have been made before, but are being equipped with the tools to do it better. And I think, like you've heard from the panelists before, they are doing it better. What we need to do is get out of the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doreen. That's a very interesting submission. What's your take on that, Liz?
My take is this. As a lawyer, I would like to, first of all, explain regulation and societal norms. Regulation refers to the laws, the principles, the guidelines that are passed by Parliament that determine how we as people operate in different fields. Who writes the laws? Human beings write the laws. These human beings are representatives of you. Now, when these human beings write the law, the higher human beings, which are the Member of Parliament, pass the law, and the highest, which is the President, signs the law. So, when you understand how regulation works, you will understand that regulation is the document that represents the spirit of a nation and a people. Yeah? When you look at finance as a field in itself, finance in Uganda, in specific, is seen as a masculine thing. Think about it. How long ago did we start having, women seen as important figures in finance? Not so long ago, right? And the reason for that is how we as a people look at finance in relation to women. Now, because of that, it's reflected in our laws. Our laws, therefore, are rarely, if ever at all, gender sensitive or gender inclusive. When such a thing happens, the society itself that's operating in this space is skewed to a certain direction. You see, you don't see it, you don't know it, but there's these things that are telling you how to do what to do that determine how your whole society moves. So for me, when it comes to barriers to women in this space, there are various barriers, as Damali and Cleopatra and Doreen have spoken about. But many of those barriers, for instance, having the money itself, having a mobile phone, buying data, those barriers can be included for both men and women. There are men without money. There are men without phones, by the way. There are men without data, surprisingly, you know. But the barrier to me that affects women in specific in this space is the perception of the society when it comes to women and finance. Many times, the unsaid silent killers are the ones that affect everything else. Until, as a community and a society, we start to see women in finance differently, then very little will change. Because our laws will remain gender biased, our processes will be gender biased, our policies will be gender biased, we'll be stuck. So to me, the foundation of this problem is our perspective. As women and as men who deal and live and work with women.
And Doreen, back to you again, back to the sport. What are the pathways to unlock the benefits of digital financial services for women?
I think some of it is already being done. When I think about one, of course, the men that are doing the most to facilitate some of this change. You have what the gentlemen here are doing, like what Innocent is driving. I even think about, like my workplace and the leaders there. It's very inclusive and healthy and promoting of these kind of conversations. The other that I think is important is creating opportunities for access. Yeah. Access is gold. We think about it as a word, but for many people it means a lot. For example, for every app that wants to be launched here, they shouldn't have to speak to each MNO. They should be able to just plug into one solution and immediately have access to everybody, to all the mobile money subscribers that you talked about. Yeah. But more importantly, beyond the borders of Uganda, with the wealth of power in innovation that is here, they should be able to speak to customers beyond borders across the continent. I mean, Africa is literally becoming one unit, right? It's multiple countries, but it's literally becoming one unit. Yeah. And all the strides are being made to get there. And I think that's where Mojaloop has come into play very strongly. So how do we expand that access? The other, I think, is, of course, cost reduction. It should be more affordable for people to get a mobile phone, to access data, to access the tools that they need to scale. Because for many of these businesses, it's about the cost to their customer, cost of business to them, but to their customer as well. So how do they make money if the customer that they're selling to is extremely price sensitive, but also has, like Cleopatra mentioned, has very many things to think about. What do they prioritize, and where do they invest their money? So I think cost reduction is really important, and again, that comes with access. The more that we have, and Damali mentioned it, the more that we have more users within the ecosystem, the cheaper it will become. But with that requires the infrastructure to scale and deepen that access. The other piece that I think is really important is local investment. I love that there's an offer of 1 million to each of the groups. And that's just the beginning, right? But we should have more African companies, more Ugandan companies and leaders and other types of people investing in these businesses, giving them a fighting chance. Because yes, I may have a really brilliant idea, but you're cutting me off at the knees if I cannot recruit staff, if I cannot invest in the operational costs of scale and services. So I think those are some of the things that will come into play as critical. But I also want to speak to collaboration across the board, from a regulatory perspective, from a government perspective. I mean, even when you think about the central bank, there is a mandate to include more Ugandans financially. But when you tax the tools that people need to use to scale, then you're kind of, again, chopping that off at the knees. When it is hard for these people to access some of the value-added services that they need, like electricity and water, you're cutting them off at the knees because they will spend the little that they have on what they need most. So it's about creating value, providing solutions to the problems that are unique to this market, but collaboratively, thereby reducing the cost and increasing the access.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Doreen. Just out of the interest of time, I will not comment on that, but I'll just go straight to Damali. How do we improve access to mobile financial transaction accounts?
I think access in itself has been made easy. Anyone with a national ID, which most people do, can actually get a mobile account. That's just it. So access has been made easy. The problem that's in the room is that if I do not have an actual physical phone, why would I need a SIM card? So even if I do have an ID and I want a mobile account number, but I don't have a phone, so I won't even bother to go get the account. So while it's been made very easy for someone to get a mobile account and can, I guess, transact, as long as I don't have that physical tool, that basic phone, then I won't be able to get a mobile account, so I won't even transact. So we need to make a phone something so cheap in Uganda that anyone from the poorest, well, actually it's just the poor that we want, because the rich ones can't afford to buy their iPhones, but the poorest person can actually afford to buy a phone. Because until someone has a phone, it doesn't matter that it's easy to get an account. I need the phone. So we need to make that. Someone has to have the phone to be able to then get an account. So in a way, it goes back again to, I feel, the framework, the institution framework, the policies and the thing. If we can look at digitizing the Ugandan economy as a national thrust, that everyone working in the digital ecosystem, we do policies to make sure that access, availability is there. So government gives tax incentives to mobile networks to make sure that data is cheap, to make sure that they can provide handsets. There are several countries where a mobile network like MTN or Airtel, actually, if you go to them to register, you go with your national ID, they'll give you a handset, it's automatic. And then you can pay for it very small amounts. Over time, over a year, they usually make actually a killing of that because the interest rate is very high. Then they can make you pay over a year or 2 years. The more years, actually, the more money you pay without realizing it. So also our mobile networks have to be smart and be innovative. Why don't they provide that option? They can make money out of it. They're making money out of mobile money anyway. They're making money out of loans. Why don't they provide those handsets where all you need to do is to walk into MTN or Airtel and you give them your national ID. You automatically get a handset, which you pay off over three years on a monthly, and it's very little amounts, but they'll be making interest, very high interest, so they'll be actually exploiting you to an extent. So we need to make that very simple. Then we need to also see that how do we incentivize to make sure that more people keep the money in the digital, in digital. It's by making sure that more people are actually transacting using mobile money. To do so, you have to reduce the cost of transacting. So we need the mobile networks, the policymakers, to come up with a smart solution, which is a win-win for everyone. Because of course, the mobile networks have to make their money. They put in, they invested, but how much money should you make out, and what tax incentive can the government offer? So we need to look at this as a macro, because until we do that and we make sure internet access is available to the poorest Ugandan, we actually will not reduce poverty. As long as we keep some people out of the economy and they stay analog, we will stay poor as a country.
Cleopatra, how do we expand mobile financial transactional accounts for payments, loans, and savings?
Yeah, so how do we expand this? And looking at women, okay, I'm going to emphasize this. We need to get rid of gender-based discrimination in the service industry, okay? Let's have more women involved in decision-making. Let's have more women on company boards, okay? Let's have more women involved in processes. Like we've had the hackathon, and we are designing, the teams have been designing products that are going to address several needs, and some are focusing on women groups, okay? So they are better, the software development teams are better because they have women involved that can actually give them a female perspective when they are designing these particular applications. So that is just an example, but this cascades even from like a top level government, and even straight down to the families, okay? So if we have the women, even our partners, like back in the families, if they respect or get your input when they are making certain decisions, whether financial, if it's concerning the children, if you're involved, then you're going to better manage your finances and all those other aspects of the family. So for the mobile accounts, okay, Doreen has already said this, right? Interoperability, right? This is very important for uptake and adoption of the financial technological services that different providers are putting out there. Okay, it's very important or it's convenient for somebody to have a phone and then be able to do so many transactions, like pay out to another person or pay out to a business and purchase something online, okay? How can this be achieved by including systems that are interoperable, just like Mojaloop? Doreen already said this, right? Yeah.
Is simplifying it, right?
Yeah.
The other is caring about what we are trying to do. So being part of these conversations, we've set up a developer community to build capacity for ladies like these and everybody else who is interested in growing in that space and learning more and learning from people who've already done it, right? So we've taken the time to actually build spaces that people can grow in. And that's kind of where the care aspect comes into play, but also building solutions that address a problem. So adding value where it is required. It's one thing to say, I have a product, but what problem is it solving and who is going to use it and how are they going to use it, right? So equipping people with those tools and solutions. And then lastly, it's about being revolutionary. We believe in investing in youth. That's whether it's employment. I mean, if you think about the women that work or the company itself, MFS Africa Bionic employ 53% women at the top in roles of senior management, and that kind of speaks to what Cleopatra said. The more, and what Liz said, the more women you have helping craft these policies and making these decisions, the better you are for it, right? But also it means that you have opportunities for investment because people want to invest in things that are going to give them a return.
Yeah.
So if you apply all those different things, making it affordable, making it easier, investing in intelligent and innovative people, creating spaces for them to thrive and to grow and to learn, I think ultimately those are steps in the right direction.
Thank you very much, Doreen. Ladies, this has been very insightful, and I hope the audience picked out a few points from that. Well done.
But okay, we're nearing the end of this summit, and don't you worry, in a few minutes from now, we'll be having our lunch. Like it is at HiPipo, we are proudly sponsored by God. We are not here to impress anyone. For years, everyone has always been wondering, how does HiPipo survive? It is God, and only God. And in this space, no one is gonna near or beat HiPipo. So we're the kings because we submit under the King of Kings. I want to introduce to you this amazing, soulful, beautiful, talented worshiper. Ladies and gentlemen, this world has not seen yet. Join me and we welcome Becky Nantai.
Binding the broken heart.
May the Lord bless you.
I feel like going church right now. Yeah, I feel like going church right now. By the way, my other name is the Prophet King of Radio. When Honorable Dr. Kalubanga was coming in, it looked like you are being ushered in as a chief priest. Please, let's clap for Honorable. He's here with us. Yes, Nicolas.
Thank you, thank you. Honorable Engineer David Kalubanga, who's the HiPipo patron. Honorable Kalubanga is the MP Kigorobia County, which, if I'm not mistaken, in Hoima district, where there is oil. So we abantu abayina amafuta. But the person before, the performer before I came here was delivering different oil. The one that all of you can get. The other one is in Hoima, but the one for God, you can get all of you anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much. Without wasting time, I'm going to invite again the top 6 teams because we are reaching the end of this arrangement. The top 6 teams, again, in not in order, are Mpampe. The team leaders should come in front. Mpampe, Green Shares, Pesajet, Hack Girls, Kuzimba, FFDA. The top 6 teams, the team leaders, should come in front. Like we noted earlier, from the top 6 teams, the top 4 teams each takes 1 million in cash, in addition to 90 days of the incubator. The second team will take 3 million in cash, in addition to an incubator program for 90 days. And overall winner will take 4 million in cash, in addition to 90 days incubator. I'm going to invite Cleopatra to come in front because Cleopatra was the lead facilitator of this project. We are reaching the moment of awards. I hope my camera team is available. Met Images, the media, thank you very much. I'm going to thank in a special way the Phenon Ninjas. Today I have nothing to complain about. Usually I complain when things don't go well. I have nothing to complain about. The team that has worked today has worked perfectly well, and I hope you tell your bosses that you should come again. The team that has worked today should come again and again. Thank you very much. Yes, now Cleo, I'm going to ask you to come in the center. First, we are rewarding the most active participant. is going to be rewarded with a small token from the CEO's office. Now, the most active participant is an individual that has been very engaging. She has done a lot of work in pushing the project, but also trying to make sure the project works smoothly. And that is none other than Brenda from Team Mops, most active participant. Brenda has been shooting and sharing a TikTok video every day of her daily experience. Brenda in the middle here. My CEO says he's giving a small token as a motivation and appreciation, which is an equivalent of about $70. We're talking about 300,000 shillings. It will be sent on your mobile money. Thank you very much, Cleo. Yes, now then we reach the moment where we are talking about the top 3 teams. But first, number 6, we have FFDA, team leader, in front. Thank you very much. Number 5, we have Mpampe, team leader, kindly. Cleo, I will still need you, sorry. Number 4, we have Green Shares. Team leader, kindly. Yes. In that order, number 6, FFDA, number 5, Mpampe, and number 4, Green Shares. Thank you, ladies. A photo with the team, with the lead facilitator, Cleopatra. You can go down, thank you. I'm going to invite Damali Sali take up one of the seats. You are among the top 6. Doreen Lukandwa, a seat. And allow me, I'm not allowed, but please allow me to invite Honorable Kalubanga to kindly take up one of the seats as we reward the top 3 teams. I'm going to ask Damali Sali to stand up and have a photo with team number 3. And in number 3, we have Pesajet Farm More. Number 3. That's in number 3. Because Pesajet has been eliminated at number 3, I'm going to invite a new participant, who is my CEO, Innocent Kawoya, to take up Pesajet's position. And in number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have, guess what? Hack Girls. Hack Girls, the team members of Hack Girls should join their team leader for a photo with our CEO, Innocent Kawoya, and the chief mentor, Damali Sali. Hack Girls, and it is obvious now that you know the winner because there is only one person remaining. Hack Girls was also around last year. Yes, he's a hack boy.
Hack boy?
He supports the Hack Girls. Yes, he supports the Hack Girls. Great stuff. They participated last year, and I think last year they came 4th. So they have improved to 2nd. Maybe they will be 0 next year. Yes, amazing stuff. And in number 1 position, without saying so many words, Kuzimba Online Services. The team members of Kuzimba should come up front. Allow me request Doreen Lukandwa and Honorable Kalubanga to kindly stand up. Honorable, in front of you, Honorable Kalubanga, in front of you is the winning team, Kuzimba Online Services. Eunice is the team leader. They were around last year, and actually last year they were not among the top 5 teams. Last year they were not among the top 5 teams. They have worked harder this year, and they are number 1. Yes, a photo with our patron and Doreen Lukandwa, VP at Bionic MFS Africa. Wesley Kuzimba is 4 million richer today.
I am telling you.
Yes. Amazing stuff. I'll ask Honorable Kalubanga to take his seat, and Doreen, thank you very much. Because I don't want to waste a lot of time, we have seen the teams. After these speeches, we are going to issue out certificates to all the participants. But first, briefly, I'm going to invite Innocent, our CEO, to invite our patron, and then we shall go to the next part of the program.
Thank you once again. I feel the excitement. I'm equally happy and congratulate all the teams that made it to the 2nd season of the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit. And the winners, Kuzimba, Eunice, the men will never stop you anymore from doing business, you can be sure. Tell them you're a champion. Otherwise, we have a popular union on our side, and I'm going to invite our patron. He's probably supposed to be the president of the Generous Men's Association. I don't know. He's probably supposed to be the president. Yeah? Because I've not seen anyone generous like him for all the life I've been working. Generous for the time, for resources, for making sure. I've not seen a minister who calls you every day just to know if things are going well. And he does it all the time, and we can never thank him enough. Honorable, please take the pleasure of speaking to the champions. We call all the women here FinTech queens. The men are gentlemen like all of us. Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable.
Thank you, Innocent, my brother who is the CEO of HiPipo. Distinguished participants, representatives of the various stakeholders in this empowerment project. The media, I can see you, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank you, the participants, for making it in this team of 16. I would like to thank the various stakeholders where we have the Melinda Gates Foundation, Innocent, and your team, the HiPipo team, great team. The brand has grown. I'd like to thank all stakeholders, our usual suspect, Damali. I'd like to thank the winners, finally. I've seen tears of joy. I didn't know that you can shed tears here. I thought when you're happy, you just jump up and dance, but I've seen tears of joy. I'd like to, first of all, talk on behalf of government. And the minister was supposed to be here, but she got a serious engagement. She's in Kayunga, and also empowering our people there. She has sent warm greetings. That is Honorable P.C. Mutuzo, the Minister of State for Gender, and that is women. She would have loved to be here. The other time she was with us launching the book, and she loves women and the ladies, and especially the young girls here. This project is about empowering women, and especially the young girls, in emerging or new technologies. That is to build inclusive and instant payment systems. That is for financial inclusion. And there's always a saying that when you educate a girl, you build a nation. Yes. I didn't know that ladies out there are serious programmers. And I've seen, the musicians normally give themselves names which are, don't relate with what they do. I heard of hack girls. Are they good at hacking? Hacking is bad. But if you are doing it for a good cause, it's good. So I'd like to thank the winners, number 1, 2. I understand you are 6 in number. And even those ones who were not successful, this is not the end. Those ones who were in those back positions have made it at the front positions. These apps you are making are not just for display. They have solutions in making life easier. They have solutions in different sectors: finance, that is financial inclusion; agriculture. I've seen some in different sectors. But what I want to tell you, as someone, that the space is very wide. The horizon is still very wide. look at society and see the gap where it is. And we need, as a country, many solutions. As a member of parliament, as a patron, I'm easily accessible. I can easily talk to any of these ministers of ICT. Government has opened up the innovation hub for you. Utilize that. Where you get challenges, please, I can support you to reach to the powers that be in government, the ministers. I know sometimes you find challenges in financing your project, which is key. If a project is not financed, you may not deliver a good product which is competitive. And as a country, this should be the last to tell you, we are encouraging the usage of homemade solutions. Buy Uganda, build Uganda. So in any ministry where you see challenges, go there and start scratching your head, especially the girls. So as I move to take my seat, I'll need a brief about any of these products so that we can see, because there are many gaps indeed in service, delivery in government. Yes, we have COVID-19, it is still a problem, but I can see you are still healthy, and soon we'll be going back to normalcy. Don't lose hope. It is something which has taken us back as a country. We've lost businesses. Some sectors seem to have been grounded completely. You can see the hospitality sector, tourism, education, and others. Don't lose hope. As a country, we are now undergoing vaccination. You'll soon go back to normalcy, and business will be as usual. Finally, I really can't just move without saying a big thank you to this man. Innocent, stand up and they see you. I think we here have now known what Innocent is. He is a never give up. I don't know whether you have a sister at Gayaza, because Gayaza is, boys are also there now. So you can sit down. Innocent is a never give up. So innovative. With some partners, of course. He has some partners, but we should all emulate the spirit of Innocent. Recently, he gave politics a try. He wanted to be the mayor of Kampala City. He stood and gave us promises. He wanted a smart city. So I think you should continue advertising that smart city, which is your dream. Next time, we'll support you fully. I'd like to thank all of you for coming up. And please, let's keep the fire burning. Let's empower more girls, more women. This room is so small. There are many girls out there who would want to be like you. The other day I saw a girl who is in P7, and they told me she's very good at programming. I also bought a laptop for my daughter. But my daughter is seeing codes as snakes. She likes the cartoons. So I think go out there and teach more girls. Thank you.
I'm going to request you to be handing over these certificates. Ladies and the few gents around, I read your name. You kindly come here. We don't have a lot of time, and receive your certificate of participation. Yes, na Noliat Nanteza, Askam Ranga. Yes, Diana Najuma. As Diana is preparing to come, let us have Miriam Milembe. Sorry. Then Viol Awol. Yes, Fred Kasule. Yes, let's have Brenda Tibitha Namone. Yes, let us have Shamim Kunihila. Let us have Marion Kiaga. Let's have Gerard Musumba. Gerard Musumba, kindly. Let's have Emmanuel Segona. Segona Emmanuel. Let's have Josephine Bonka. Kevin Naluyange. Kevin Naluyange should be followed by Annette Nanyanzi. Vivian Doreen Nabulo. Let's have Joanita Umutesi. Wilson Kalibala. Famous Olishaba. Ivan Mugisha. Fauzia Nakachwa. Brenda Nakanjako. Nakisozi Mastula. Eve Mirembe. Mirembe Eve. Arnold Misinde. Bridget Bekunda Akankunda. Maria Musmenta. Paulina Naruanga. Wamanga Masi. Shamim Nakaiza. And lastly, Shamim Nerele. Imi Kaitesi. Harriet Akoth. Efrance Yunus Namugenyi. From Team Kuzimba. Here. This is us. Yunus. Sydney Nkoba. Asha. Okay, anyone by Asha? The other name is HWAKA. Waka Asha. Alfred Ochora. Mercy Chilimo. Joanita Nakitio. Angela Bukirwa. Ron Atwaili. Chomhanj Tumhairi. Awol Vivian Maria. Doni Waiswa. Femi Ampaire. Emily Immaculate Namuganga. Mariam Balunga Luzinda. Thank you. Patricia Rhoda Nekesa. Ivan Elijah Okelo. The Hack Boy. Yes. Emily Sonia Nakabuye. Neza Charlotte. Ivan Ojok. Rena Chofuna. Harima Bukirwa. Halima Bukirwa, kindly. Gloria Amayo. Janet Aporot. Brian Sendagire. Etho Mugabi. Asimwe Hope. Emily Tusime. Emily Tusime. Yes, this one was the last Verizon. I understand it was in an independent part, so different from the others. Now, Emily Tusime happens to be the most famous hackathon participant. To those that participated last year, Emily Tusime had an accident. She had injuries, but she was available for all the days with her leg in those white things. I don't know what they are called. But her entire leg was in those white things. And she didn't miss a single day. She became the most famous hackathon participant. And when I say hackathon, I mean HiPipo Women in FinTech Hackathon. And it's not by mistake, it is the most famous hackathon anyway. So she's the most famous hackathon participant. Yes, Brian Sendagire, if he's around, and Femia Ampaire. I'm going to invite Wesley to invite Innocent to close this matter. With me today has been Apostle. Apostle, a moment, please. Very smart. Apostle is the HiPipo pastor. He speaks in tongues. You have a problem, he prays for you immediately. He doesn't say, just wait for church and I pray. If you say stomach paining, he just catches on the stomach and he prays. Usually his prayers work. Thank you, Apostle.
When we say we are proudly sponsored by God, it is not just for just saying. It is truly, we have been sponsored by God for the last 14 years. Honorable Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, nearing our end, and of course, most of you should have received at least your lunch coupons. Please, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you for all our panelists today, our chief mentor. Thank you, all the teams that made time to be a part of this very important cohort. Thank you to the media, to all the influencers, to all the partners, production, NG Films, Met Media, where we are supposed to have interviews recorded for all our panelists, whoever had a panel discussion slot today, and for whoever spoke, whoever feels they were excited to be here, and all the winners. Like I said, we are going to continue doing this for the next 365 days for all the teams. I'm proudly your supervisor, free of charge. I've given myself that job, and I've given out an hour or two every day, Monday, Sunday, and Saturday inclusive, to make sure we do this and innovate profitably. Otherwise, I thank God. It's been a beautiful day, not like any other. It's officially our Women's Day, unless if someone else thinks differently. But it is. To our facilitators, Simon, Cleo, thank you, you did a great job. To our partners, Mojaloop Foundation, Modusbox, Crosslakes Technologies, Level 1 Project, and to our very generous sponsors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We can't do this without you. To everyone that came in here, the aggregators and the fintechs, Jumo World, Bionic, and all those that have made their time to be here, Club Tangaza, we thank you so much for making time. I only pray that God blesses you every single second of your life, and may you live never to give up on anything. You're all headed to greatness. For all the fintech queens and the gentlemen, God bless you.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Before I forget, I had to give an offer to the teams. I'm offering the little I can. Next month, I'm offering the best pizza you'll ever find in the world for every team from Fresco. So be ready to receive the best pizza you'll ever find in the world from Fresco. God bless you.
Right. Please, let's clap for Rita one more time for being an amazing host.
Thank you.
And clap for all the ladies. Men, let's clap for all the ladies here. So let me assume the ladies who have clapped. Anyway, can I have all the winners, those who actually received certificates, the ladies, please come through and for a group photo. That would be so beautiful. And of course, this amazing table here as well will definitely also join all the ladies that actually have got themselves certificates today. Please, can you move forward? We have come on the podium. We'll take a group photo. And then everyone should leave at will and after your lunch.
Very well,
that is.
thank you so much. A good day.